YouTube, it's your boy Siobhan Giovanni back again with another podcast, episode 4. We're on 4. So let's do a little check-in. I feel right now, last 2 days I haven't really been feeling myself, and I actually even debated about even doing a podcast today, but I did promise you guys 3 videos per week, so regardless of the fact that I'm not feeling my 100%, I just feel like I owe you guys a video of what is going on to my day-to-day basis. And I think that even though I don't feel 100 and I may not feel like uppity and happy and cheerful, that's real. I still need to give you guys and maybe even explain why I feel the way that I feel. So I decided to make the conversation today about energy vampires, people draining you of your energy, because I feel like this past week, more specifically event after event on a day-to-day basis, people have been draining my energy. People have been really throwing me off the curve that I try to change the cycle with me, and that's not to say that like I'm letting people control my life. That's just to say that like this is a very relatable topic to a lot of people, and a lot of people are gonna hear what I'm saying and relate to it. They're gonna probably agree, be like, oh, I go through that every single day. I go to work, or I go home and my family does the same thing to me. Like, I barely have any time for myself. So today's topic is people draining you of your energy. And it really started off, I'm pulling up my notes right now because I wrote some stuff down yesterday, and I think that's important. So you guys can take this from me. Take a page out of my book. When you feel like you're not yourself, I think it's a strong method to like write about it. Sit down and then just like journal it. Put it on a piece of paper. Like put like your thoughts to words and your words to, so you can see and you can go back and you're like, well, why did I feel the way that I felt? So yesterday I wrote this. Hold on. Yesterday I wrote, other people's energy has been bleeding onto me. I'm putting myself in other people's shoes, and that's like basically like one of the things that I'm good at. I'm good at sympathizing with people, and I can understand perspectives very easily. So that is attractive to certain individuals. And then I just listed all the toxic tropes that I could like literally think of that I've been encountering. People talk about cheating all the time. People talk about lying, abuse, verbal and physical, loyalty, betrayal, playing people for the fool. That's a big one. People like to play people for the fool and act different out parts, like, oh, I'm the victim, like, you're the abuser, you did this to me, and I had nothing to do, like just stuff like that. So people playing for the fool, inconsistency, the snitching, like, the tattletaling, like, oh, he did this to me, but I'm not gonna talk about what I did to that person, and I'm gonna twist and create my own narrative of that. The selling people out, the sex, like the over, like abusing sex in the wrong ways, the selfishness. So I wrote all these tropes, and then I also wrote this note too, was like just like reflecting on all of those things that I have encountered in the past like couple years, but also like in the past week, just listening to other people's stories and narratives and stuff like that. So I said, you encounter all these thoughts and all these different personalities that lead you to self-destruction. You feel cursed to know the truth. Your eyes are open to new possibilities and the reality that everyone has something to hide from people. Everyone's shit stinks. So me, I really okay. So maybe it'll make more sense if I kind of explain the week that I had. I had met a person, right, female, and this is a little bit of story time. So I met this person, and I first got introduced to her at a party, and as we kind of like start to socialize with each other, I see that she's going to like the hospital more often. And so I asked myself, I'm like, why is this girl always in and out of the hospital? So she kind of just told me that she, unfortunately, got shot. This girl, she's younger. I see that she's more out there and in the streets and whatever. She's for the streets, whatever. But so this girl had gotten shot like a year ago, and she had, I guess she got like, liver problems or issues where she has to have surgery. So I was like, oh my god, like that's crazy. So I felt that she didn't really have anybody like really checking up on her, on a weekly basis, seeing how she was doing. I see that she had a son and all, so I kind of felt, I kind of sympathized with her on that. So so Tuesday had came around, and I wanted to meet up with her and just seeing how she was doing. So you know just before all of that, it seemed that she was very needy of a man's attention, and so she was trying to gravitate towards me and try to like cuff me, so to speak. But I kind of shut all that shit down. I was just like, I'm not really looking for all that. So, and just like a general idea for everyone, like you don't need to be jumping into anything that seems too easy. But I was still like interested in like hearing her and hearing more about her because she seemed interesting as an individual. So Tuesday had came around, met up with her. Um, Things started to happen. I met up with her. She was at a hotel. I'm wondering why she's at a hotel, but I didn't ask no questions. Um, we ended up going to a park. I'm sitting down. Um, we're just talking about life. She's telling me a little bit about her situations that are going on, like just ranting about her life, just talking about like her ex sleeping with her friends that she thought was her friends, and it turns out that like her homegirl did her wrong, and just like young girl shit. So we're drinking, we're talking, and then she's telling me more about her situation, like how she got shot, and stuff about her past. And I don't really want to get into it too much, but long story short, like this girl's life is just like into turmoil. Like her parents didn't really do their job. Like she got into situations where her and her brothers got molested at a young age. One of the brothers had retaliated like later on in life to seek penance on the person that molested them, and hurt that individual. And then now like the family friends of that individual that they hurt ended up shooting her and her brother. She lived, but her brother had passed away. So basically just one situation after the next. It was just it seemed to me that she hasn't really told too many individuals about her story too. And I was just captivated by her story, and I'm sitting here thinking like, wow, like this girl's a warrior. She's been through this and this. And I found out that the girl, she sells herself. She sells herself because the medical bills had gotten high for her. She didn't really have insurance. She had paid her mother, some money to, pay for that insurance. And then, it's just like a big thing. The girl has a son. So the girl lost her son, and basically she sells herself just to get custody, like just get like financial freedom to get her custody back for her son. It's just like one situation after the next, and I'm trying to like help this girl any way I could see possible, because like she was in a situation where she needed to be transported somewhere else, and I'm like, wow, like, whatever I can do to help you right now. I don't know if I can give you money. I'm not giving you money, but if I could take you somewhere and bring you somewhere, um, I can do that. So I had transported this girl to her mother's house. Um, then here it is now that I'm telling this girl that I have to go soon, because it's been like 2-3 hours that we were like, conversing and hanging out. The girl starts to, her mood changed up completely, because she was in a situation where she was staying with someone that was pimping her out, and now she thought that I was like saving her from that situation, like she could go home with me. And I was just like, whoa, like, I was here, you didn't tell me none of this before. So like, for me to take you out of that situation, I don't know what I can do. I can, like, I try to help you, I try to give you resources that you can better yourself, but the fact that you think that you could tell me all these things with your life and then expect me to like save you out of a situation, like, this is not something I can do. I can only save myself, and you can only save yourself. But the situation almost turned violent. She started like saying like, take me back, da-da-da-da-da. So I don't know, like, that was just one situation that happened to me this past week, and it really dawned on me, and I really wanted to talk about it. And I know that was a lot for some of you guys to hear, but this is this type of stuff that these are some people's realities that we live in, and it's kind of crazy that we're so blind to it, and we're so off-putting of helping other individuals. And I try to like keep an open mind and keep an open, like, like, anybody can come up to me and talk about stuff that like happens to them, but I just don't think that there's not enough help out here to help other people. But then there's also a limit to the kindness that you can show people, because here it is, she probably thought that she could manipulate me into a situation where she's like, oh, he's a nice guy, he got stuff going on with him, so maybe he'll be able to save me from the situation. And I don't like those type of people. Energy vampires have always been around me, and I've had to distance myself from those people. I have energy vampires in my family, my friend groups, the people that I looked up to, the people that I've confided to, and the people I've even been in relationships with. So I take this shit so seriously, because I don't know, I feel like I don't feel like, me per se, I don't think that it's a bad thing to be a sensitive man. And I think that I categorize myself as a sensitive man because I feel so much. I hear people, and I actually listen to what's going on with people's lives. I don't just listen to people just to use them. I actually listen to people to understand them. And so people just abuse that, and I just don't like it. And I'm sorry that if this is just too much to hear for some people's mental well-being, but this is just real. This is what's going on with me right now. So if you're an energy vampire, take care of yourself before you bleed onto other people's lives. And I hope you guys got something from that story I told you. I know it was kind of like a little bit of a rant, and I was trying to like minimize it as much as I can. So that's that. Alright, we're out. Label me later.